guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be doing my November 2016 book haul. Basically I have a few things to address, so if you don't want to hear it, just skip over it, but basically I did upload this video in kind of like a montage-ish style video, and I got some problems. A lot of you guys said that you couldn't watch it wasn't available, and I woke up to that and I was like, oh no. And so I went on, and it's copyright issues, so I did take the video down, and instead of like re-editing it, I didn't even like, to be totally honest, I was just trying to get a video up because I've been trying to have a schedule and get videos up on time, and it just, I don't know, it didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I uploaded it anyways, you guys didn't like it, the ones who saw it didn't like it, and then just half of you guys couldn't see it, so I just thought, I'm gonna refilm it, so I apologize for that. And I have 3 piles here. I have poetry, I have paperbacks and hardcovers, so let's jump right into it. If you guys have seen my last couple videos or my wrap-ups or anything like that, you know that I really got into poetry this past few months. So right here I have 3 poetry books, and first up is I Wrote This For You and Only You, I Wrote This For You, and I Wrote This For You, Just the Words. And these are all by Iain Thomas, and these are very good. I read this one last month and talked about it in my wrap-up, and it's basically just a bunch of poems and it's divided into sections. And the other 2 are a bit different. I read both of these this month, so I'll talk about them more in my wrap-up, but they're a bit different. They're kind of in this like nice beautiful paper, like the, you know, the thick paper, like the laminated kind of feeling paper, and it's like that but with like photographs and like little poems underneath, and they were lovely. This is like, I want more of these. I think there's like another one, if maybe I think I have them all, I'm not sure, but I want to read more by this author because I really like these. They're great for modern poetry, so if you're starting out with poetry, I definitely recommend going for one of these. I'd recommend this one. I recommend these one preferably to these 2, but if you wanted one of the ones with the photographs, I'd say I Wrote This For You. So yes. Up here I have, what is this? Teaching My Mother How to Give Birth by Worth and Shire. This is a really short little poetry collection, and I read it last month and talked about it, and if you guys saw that, you know I didn't really love it that much. I don't know if I just didn't understand it or if I don't know, but it's pretty highly acclaimed. A lot of people really love it, and it's just a collection, and it's kind of weird, but a lot of people love it, and yeah, so I got that. Up here I have 2 books by Robert M. Drake, and that is Beautiful Chaos and A Brilliant Madness, and these are poetry collections and they're full of poems, and this one I read this month and I'll talk about in my wrap-up that I keep saying, and this one has like poems and little pictures in it, and it was really lovely, so I wanted to pick up another one by her, so I got A Brilliant Madness because I read a few poems in the store, and it's just very nice. So up here I have the Complete Poetry of Edgar Allan Poe, and this I read last month and talked about, but this is all of his poems in this little bind-up form. It was really inexpensive. It was like $5 Canadian, which is a really good price, and I just was so excited to read these on the go because I do have like a huge thing of all the tales and poems, but I just wanted a little thing for the poetry so I can read it kind of like on the go. And yeah, I pretty well enjoyed this. My favorite poem is like Annabelle Lee. If you guys haven't read that, you gotta read that. So I went to the thrift store and basically I got Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. If you guys have seen my videos, you know I already own this, but I wanted to get this because it was really inexpensive and I want to do blackout poetry, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically where you get a black marker and you black out a bunch of words, which is really cringeworthy for a lot of readers, so sorry. And then the words that are left, you try to make a poem out of them. And so basically that's what I'm doing this for, and I'm trying to find some other cool things that I can do with it too, but you know, blackout poetry. Moving into the traditional paperbacks, I have 2 Holly Bourne books. So I have How Hard Can Love Be and What's a Girl Gotta Do, both by Holly Bourne, and this is the 2nd and the 3rd book in the Spinster Club trilogy, and these are books about feminism and mental health and teenagers. It's so great. I read the first one and I really loved it. I'll link my review up on the screen, but I'm super excited to continue on. Kayla and I are going to be buddy reading this one for the end of November, and then this one in December. So if you want to join in with us, feel free to do so. Here I have The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugendies. I'm super excited for this one. You guys know I love the Virgin Suicide, so super excited to see this. I own Middlesex, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to, and now I own this one, so I'm definitely hoping to get around to more of his books soon. But basically this one is like about a college student, and she's writing her thesis on Jane Austen and George Eliot, and I don't know, it just sounds cool, so I'm there. Next up here I have the Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami, and I know you guys are super excited about this one. Some of you guys have been telling me to read some of his works, and this one said super intriguing. I heard it's magical realism, but also it's about a young man in a Tokyo suburb, and he's searching for his wife's missing cat and then for his wife, and it sounds pretty good. It sounds up my alley, and it's so pretty too, and yeah, I really want to read this one soon. Next up I have here is Where Did You Sleep Last Night by Lynn Crosbie, and this book is basically all I know that has to do with Kurt Cobain, so I'm there. And it's about a girl who's 16 years old, and she is terrorized by her school classmates, and she spends most of her time in her room reading, writing letters to dead people, listening to old records, and talking to the poster of Kurt Cobain above her bed. I'm intrigued. I want to read it. Here I have The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I've heard great things about this book. A lot of people talk about it, and basically it's about, I believe, a guy who's on a plane, and he's talking to this woman next to him, and he's like, they're just having small talk, and then he's like, oh yeah, like I kind of want to kill my wife, and then she's like, ooh, I'll help, and like she's legit, and I don't know. It sounds good, and it's like plot twist after plot twist. I heard my friend particularly loves it. She told me to buy it. We were in the bookstore, and she's like, you get one book. Like, I was like, you pick one book for me and I'll pick one for you and we'll read them. So yeah. The hardcovers I have from the thrift store, The Tales of the Beetle and the Bard by J.K. Rowling. I don't really know how people like this one, but like I just wanted it for my Harry Potter collection and to read it when I get around to it, when I finish it, and like when I can read it, because I know I could get spoiled if I read it too early. So I'm very intrigued to read this one. Next up here I have The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. And this book I know is just mental. I know this book revolves around mental illness. I was going to buy it anyways because it's very highly acclaimed. I've heard great things. The ratings are really good. And then I saw it at the thrift store and I saw the beautiful hardcover, so I was like, I'm not passing that up. So I got it and I'm very intrigued to read it. I don't hear anyone talk about it, but like I've seen it a lot on Goodreads, and look at that. Like that's beautiful. I'm sorry. That's just a beautiful hardback. Like I can't. Also from the thrift store, I found two very exciting things. I found The Evolution of Myer Dyer and The Retribition of Myer Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I wanted to read these books for so long because they're just right up my alley. Unreliable narrator, deals with mental illness issues, has a hot guy named Noah Shaw, like I'm there. And I wanted them for so long, but I wanted to get the hardcovers, and I've been waiting for them to go on sale, but they never do. Or just where I see them all in store and like I'll splurge and get them. But I just saw these two at the thrift store and I was like, I'm not leaving without them. So I got these two. They're really inexpensive. They're from Value Village, so they were inexpensive. And I just need the first one now, and then my sets will be complete, and then I can marathon them all. Next up here, I have Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is a Queen of Hearts retelling. Not retelling, my bad. It's a book about the Queen of Hearts before she became the Queen of Hearts, and it's about her and how she becomes the evil villain that she is, and I'm very intrigued to read this one. I've never read anything by her. I haven't read the Luna Chronicles, but I just thought maybe this would be a good place to start and an interesting spot to start with. And also, if you guys haven't seen the hardback for this yet, like not the hardback, the Naked Dust Jacket, I was gonna wait because like 25 bucks, like that's not that good of a deal. It's kind of expensive still, and I was gonna wait. I was like, Julie, you can wait. Like, you can wait. And then I take the dust jacket off. I took the dust jacket off. I just like slipped it up a little bit, and I saw this little bit, and I was like, and I took it off, and I was like, sold. Next up here, I have the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robert Wasserman. These are the 12 novellas from the, I can't even tell you who it follows because it's a spoiler, and it's not 12, it's 3, 6, 9. The 9 novellas in a bind-up that are about a specific character in a Shadowhunter Academy, and I can't say much more because spoilers, but I'm super intrigued to read this. I read the 2 on my iPad a long time ago, like not a long time ago, like a while ago, like earlier this year I think, and I never got around to, no wait, I read them last year, wait, I don't remember. I never got around to the rest of them, so I'm super excited to have this bind up for one, for my Shadowhunter shelf, and to actually complete the whole bind up and see what all this hype was. And guys, we're almost finished. The last book I have here to show you guys is And a Happy New Year by Holly Bourne. This is the 3.5 in the Spinster Club series, and I saw this is like brand new. I saw this on Book Depository and I just was like, I'm ordering the other 2, might as well order this one as well. So I got this. It was a really good deal, and it's the 3.5. That's all I know. And it's also pretty under the dust jacket. Okay, there's nothing on that side, but it's gold. It's really pretty and it's cute. So that is what I have here.